1, 2, 3, go! Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Espresso Babe, and as always joining me is Lee.
Hello everyone, good to be here as ever. Hope you are looking forward to today as much as we are.
Should be a good day, got some good content.
Yes, absolutely. We may not have a guest in with us this week, so it might not be quite as serious, shall we say, as last week, but let's have a bit of a giggle, go over some of the stuff we missed that we didn't perhaps go over as much as we should have done because we were focusing on our guest.
Yep.
And hopefully have a little bit of a laugh along the way. If you don't laugh with us, laugh at us. We'll take that as well.
I mean, or let us laugh at you. Send in your stories so we can have a good giggle.
I'd very much like to laugh at everybody. In fact, speaking of laughing at people, I did put out over Valentine's last Tuesday a little message request for people. Not a message request, a story request, shall we say.
Yeah.
Of the worst Valentine's gifts you've ever been gotten. I didn't ask you, Callum. Did you have anything?
I've had a few, crappy gifts for Valentine's. I've had a phone bill for me to pay for my significant other. Yeah. I need this paid, please. Okay.
Happy Valentine's, give me some money.
I think that's pretty much the shittiest present I received. Yeah. So that's mine. And how about you, Lee?
Well, the worst... I have popped this on our Facebook group. So if you've been keeping up to date with our group, you will already know this. But the worst Valentine's present I've been gotten... I'm still not entirely sure if it counts as terrible. But a few years back, when my dog was not dead...
Well, can't dwell on the past, mate.
No, but you couldn't get it for... It wouldn't work now. She's dead. It wouldn't work at all.
No.
Somebody I was dating at the time came over on Valentine's Day with no present for me, but a dog toy for my dog.
Do you know what's funny? I nearly made a comment in the group about saying, well, you won't have to worry about that now, but I thought that'd be a bit too dark for the Facebook group.
I mean, if we're going to be making the comments in the podcast, which we are, it's not too dark for the group either.
True.
I don't need to worry about that anymore. But we did have a couple of responses as well, and thank you so much to Beverly and to Alex, both of whom have sent worst Valentines in. Bev's was a Hoover. So that's beautiful. Happy Valentine's Day, darling. Now there's some dust in the corner. Go get it. Everyone knows that women love to do the house chores, right? I mean,
well, that's apparently the stereotype.
Yeah. It's not like gender roles have come along since then. So
no.
Yeah. Next, it's going to be a sandwich maker, I reckon.
Probably. And that's not a hint, by the way. To get her a sandwich maker next year. Just put that out there.
Yeah, please do not get them a sandwich maker, and if you do, we will not be held responsible for any murders that ensue. And Alex, I'm not sure if this is worse or weirder. It's definitely weirder.
Yeah, definitely.
His significant other got him some apples.
I think it's because his thing was just like, oh, I like apples. So I know what I do. I'll get a bag of apples for Valentine's Day.
It's just bizarre.
It's weird, isn't it?
There must be some
It's better than a
stories.
slap in the face.
I don't think that's much for a present, though. How much do those cost off a Wish?
Well, it depends who's giving it.
That's very true.
I give them that for free if you want to go check it out on Wish. Callum's Happy Slaps.
Callum's Happy Slaps. But yeah, so two pretty spectacularly bad Valentine's Day presents, a Hoover and some apples. I don't even know how many apples. I mean, if it's like a bushel, that would be quite impressive.
I'm still trying to figure out what a bushel is, like 20.
4 pecks, I think.
4 pecks? How much is in the pecks?
Peck, not pick.
Oh, 4 peck, okay. Sorry, my bad. I thought you said 4 peck. 4 packs? Well,
I did actually check, incidentally, on talking about bushels. That would be approximately 125 apples.
Jesus, no, it wasn't that many.
No.
It's like 8.
8?
Yeah.
£4, isn't it? 50p an apple.
It's like less than that.
No, yeah,
it's like a pound for like 8 apples in a bag.
Depends on the apples.
Yeah, true.
Pink ladies, mate. That's where it's
Pink
at.
ladies are lovely.
Pink ladies are where it's at. Representing.
Or there's something delicious.
Golden.
Golden delicious.
Something delicious.
Well, you can go anywhere on
Don't
that.
have the Granny Smith?
Nah, Granny Smith's a bit too, bitter for my liking.
Probably tart rather than bitter, but I get your point.
Mm.
I have a fact about apples as well, Callum.
Oh, really? What's your fact about apples, Lee? Do tell.
If you get an apple seed, I don't know if this is particularly interesting, but I think it's interesting. If you get an apple seed, let's say a pink lady, and plant it in the ground and grow an apple tree from it, it won't grow pink ladies.
That's
the apples. Yeah.
Why?
It's the only fruit tree that does it. It'll be a different kind of apple that grows out of it. Potentially one that's actually not even in existence
Is
yet.
it because pink ladies are like crossbred apple. No, I say crossbred.
No, it's every single apple. It'll grow into a different kind of apple.
That's really weird.
It's really weird. It's the only fruit that does it, and so it means if you want an orchard of the same kind of apple, a lot of the time you have to take cuttings. You know, the way you cut it and they grow another tree from the cutting. Splice it.
Splicing.
Yes. You can actually also splice pear branches onto apple trees. You know, they do the thing where they actually transfer. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you can
get
actually
like a hybrid. Or?
Yeah, you can get you'll get an apple tree that grows apples on some branches and pears on other branches.
That's pretty cool.
That's genuinely a thing.
Look at me, I got a duo fruit tree.
Absolutely.
I'm a fruit nut.
But yeah, it's the only fruit that does it. If you plant an apple, the one that grows will be a completely different kind of apple to the one that's been planted. It's why there are so many different types of apple out there.
There's a rather interesting and probably never going to be used again fact by myself, but
I'm full of those.
thank you. Yeah, well, don't you tell me, Lee. I've heard a lot of them. Anyway, guys, as you're aware, if you've been listening to our recent episodes, me and Lee have been playing a game where if he messes up more, or if I say basically more, because last week it was a bit unfair because I think I didn't say basically once.
He's trained himself out of it now.
And Lee did 7 mistakes before I fell asleep and don't remember what happened after that.
That was in the editing, not in the recording.
True, but I mean when we were
looking through afterwards.
Yeah. So we're basically, whoever screws up more, we're going to do it that way. So whoever messes up or gets tongue-tied, make it more level.
But the good news is nobody's actually guessed yet. So
no one gets any shout-outs.
Yeah, no one gets any shout-outs, and no one wins, and no one's going to get salty because they didn't win last week.
And you all suck.
They're changing it. And according to Callum, you all suck. I love you guys. Kill him.
So at the moment, it's just going to be me and Lee guessing who messes up more before we even end the episode.
I mean, I'm going to say right now for this episode, I suspect it's probably going to be me.
I don't know. I made a few. Actually, yeah, you were the reason at the start I messed up so much.
I mean, hang on, no. If you messed up, even if it's my fault, you still messed up.
You were laughing. I had to keep retaking. That's your fault.
You did manage 7 in a row last start.
I did. That was just. You both were just laughing and I can concentrate.
I mean, we were laughing because you'd screwed up.
Nah, you were laughing because I was dressed like an idiot.
You were dressed like Bowser.
That's great. That's good fun. That's a good night out, though.
I'm still maintaining that you should put the picture of you as Bowser on your dating profile.
Callum just opens up his dating profile.
Hey, Callum's got the picture of him dressed as Bowser on his dating profile.
I got it on Tinder, I got it on Puff, and I got it on Bumble.
Facebook's actually banned you from adding more friends at the moment.
It has banned me from adding friends. And I don't want to get to the stage where I'm like, just give me your phone a sec. I just want to make a call. Facebook. Invite. Nah, not that creepy. Okay, maybe a touch. Moving swiftly on, Lee.
Seeing as we briefly touched on your dating profile already,
yes.
Shall we come to Tinderline's? Well, not Tinderline's, but your Callum's Tinder adventures a little bit early.
Yes, we can. One sec.
So, how have you gotten on, sir, in your escapades?
To be fair, Oliver's posts have actually trumped me on the most popular one so far. I've had 2 responses.
Is that right? I mean, I would have thought those. I was not. I'm going to be honest, Oliver.
Yeah, I didn't think. I thought they were.
I wasn't. I thought a football-related chat up line was not going to work. We appreciated the input.
Yeah,
I was skeptical.
I'll give it a try. I sent it out to about 13 people who I thought, I'm interested in these people, not just spamming.
Yeah,
people.
No, but there's no point sending it just for the sake of sending it.
And one of the girls said, you probably have a better chance than Norwich. Clappy hands. Haven't heard that one before. Bravo. So so you actually have been talking with this person. So thank you for that one.
So he actually got you an in to someone.
So he actually got me an in, and another one obviously said the same chat line, and they said, "Better get me on top of it then."
Oh, yeah. I'm reading it. Yeah. No, that's.
That's an actual response. It's not me just.
Yeah. No, he's not making up. So credit where it's due, Ollie. Nice job.
Thank you.
You've had the most successful one so far.
I do need to try your one a little bit more because I only sent out to about 3 people.
Oh. So I see. I get hamstrung, do I?
Yeah, because I'm with you all the time. I'd like to prioritise our viewers' Tinder lines than your own.
I suppose that's
to get
fair
them
enough.
more involved.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I'm still going to be salty.
Because I can sit next to you and do it, and then we can do it together and be like, "Hey." Whereas obviously,
I mean, I'm not going to be swiping through Tinder. That's all the same to you.
No, I mean, I'm going to be swiping. I get it.
Hey, very good.
So yeah, Tinder was successful. Thank you very much.
As ever, that does mean we'd like to see some more. So if you've got a Tinder line that won't get Callum banned, but might get people talking to him, or you just think might get a laugh out of someone, send it in. We want to hear it. Send it in, or post it to our group, or tweet it, or whatever. We'd love to have some more. And again, once more, thank you to Ollie.
Thank you. I mean, the way you got to see it as, if there's 114 members in the group, And we're having about 30 people see each post. Just give it a like, give it a comment. Doesn't matter. Comment anything.
Yeah, throw one in. Again, as Callum said, if there's 30 of you who see the post, if just one of you can get thrown in a Tinder line we can use for, let's say, next week, brilliant.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Or anything we'll discuss later.
Yeah, or anything we can come in to discuss later. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about Carl's suggestions.
There was some...
I can't remember exactly, but something about aliens and World War Three.
Yeah, that's pretty much the moral principle of it.
Yeah. And I'm still not sure if he's suggesting aliens are going to cause World War Three or World War Three will be fought against aliens, or and there was something about cryptocurrency as well.
Cryptocurrency is the new thing, or
and
NFTs.
And the fall of paper money.
Have you seen about this NFT malarkey that's going around now?
It's basically JPEGs that are unique.
Yeah, it's like people creating these pictures and they're selling them. I was like, what? Why is this a thing? It's like, that's not even real currency. It's just well, I guess it's art, but...
Yeah, but it's not tangible, is it?
It's like cryptocurrency. Where'd you get it from?
Well, I mean, the argument I have on that one is that what currency is really backed up these days?
Actual money.
Well, the original basis for the sterling was that it was on the gold standard.
Yeah.
So the idea was, in theory, because if you read to the listeners, if you get out and have a little look at one of your £5 notes, or £10 notes, or £20 notes, you'll see somewhere on there, on the front of the back, it says, "I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of X pounds."
Yeah, and it was like a loan, basically.
It's basically an IOU.
Yeah.
So the original idea behind sterling was that we were on the gold standard, I believe.
Yeah.
Which meant, in theory, somewhere in the country, we had X amounts worth of gold.
Yeah.
So let's say you have sort of, there was, I don't know, £1 million in circulation across the entire country.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's no longer the case, but back then.
Yeah.
In theory, somewhere there was £1 million of gold sitting around to as like collateral, but to back up the claim that we could have £1 million in circulation. I will freely admit I'm not an economist, but that is my understanding.
Mm.
We now have several £billion of worth of currency circulation in the country, and I will tell you for nothing, we do not have that much gold sitting around in any vaults anywhere.
This ain't Gringotts.
The Gringotts. So at this stage, I think it's fair to say our currency is not actually...
It's not what it wasn't initially, or...
Well, it's not backed in the same way. It's now...
Like notes are an actual...
Yeah, effectively at this stage, it's
worth
money. It's worth 20. Well, it's worth £20 because we say it's worth £20. It's not.
It's not £20 worth of gold.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's government backed, obviously, but it's not. There's no physical thing anymore that actually.
It's just a piece of paper, basically.
Yeah, it's worth £20 because we agree it's worth £20, and that's really all there is to it.
Yeah.
Which kind of, I mean, that's the same as cryptocurrency. It's like stocks and shares or whatever. It's worth X amount.
People buy it.
Yeah, it's worth X amount because people have basically decided it's worth X amount. So, on one hand, I agree with you, NFTs are not backed, and nor is crypto. But on the other hand, at this stage, nor is most currency going around. I mean, and there'll always be issues with financial fluctuations. I mean, let's look at Zimbabwe.
I don't know what's happening in Zimbabwe.
I mean, it's not really happening anymore. I think they may have learnt their lesson, but they were one of those wonderfully like real life stories of why you can't just make more money by printing more money.
Because you would just basically bankrupt yourself.
Well,
because it's worth less, isn't it?
It'll devalue your currency, yes.
Yeah.
So I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, Zimbabwe actually retired the $100 trillion note and just went back to 1.
Why did they have 100 trillion for?
Well, because they didn't have enough money in the country, so they thought, well, print out some more money, higher denominations, that'll fix the problem. Oh wait, that hasn't fixed the problem. We'll print out some higher denominations. That'll be, there was a time when sort of, you'd need sort of several $1 million to buy a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Because if you just print out more money, it just devalues the currency and everything is worth more. Everything's more expensive.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm with you in that I think NFTs are ridiculous. It's a JPEG that you've secured somehow. I mean, what's the point?
Yeah.
But, I mean, by the same token, why is the Mona Lisa worth several, millions and millions of pounds?
Because someone said it's worth that much.
Exactly. I mean, I've seen the Mona Lisa. It's all right.
Mm.
But it's a little painting of a woman. It's like, if I didn't know what it was, if I'd paid £100 for it, I might feel ripped off.
True. I guess if you don't know what it is, it's kind of like
it's only worth so much money because it's been done by someone who is so revered and considered so great. If no one was interested, no one cared, it wouldn't be worth a penny.
But isn't it weird how obviously the value of all these things go up when the person's died?
I mean...
Because obviously they can't create anymore, I guess, but...
It's not always the case,
No.
but by and large, yes, because then everyone suddenly realises that what they have, or what they're making is finite.
Yeah.
Which is kind of stupid, because ultimately everything we have is finite. I mean, even if you churn out, 5 a day, you're still going to die sooner or later.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same with local artists. I know for a fact my mother has a painting at home that went up quite a lot in value. I mean, we're talking sort of, from a couple of hundred to $1,000, maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
Not, Mona Lisa levels of valuable, so no one rob my mother, please. But went up at least a few £100 in value when the artist went blind.
I didn't know that. I was just trying to think of a response.
Just because, as you say, the second something stops them from doing what they were doing, suddenly what they have done is perceived as more valuable.
Ooh, so when I die, my life works. Espresso Babe is going to go through the roof, mate.
Yeah, what we need to do is get a good sort of couple of hundred episodes recorded, and then I kill you and I reap the profits.
Yeah, why not, mate? You have my blessing to do that.
All right. So, seeing as we're already trying to figure out what's going on with currency and NFTs, Callum, how about we visit our what's going on? And I'm quite pleased with that segue, so let's go with it.
Okay, so I think I've got 3 stories to decide from today.
I've got 2, but I'm only going to do one as a title, because the one that says the title, there's not a lot of story to go with it.
Okay.
But it's a damn good title.
Okay, I'm going to number them 1 to 3, and you're going to pick a number, and then you whatever you say is going to be what the title is.
Let's go with 2.
Okay. A Michigan judge ordered parents who trashed their son's porn collection to pay him $30,000.
Nice. When was this?
This was 2022 in March. Not March. 2021 in March.
2022 in March. It's happened in the future, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to happen. Watch your televisions.
It's basically over 30 years. We're not doing that one anymore now, Lee.
No,
so
but I'm still going to point it out.
True. Over 30 years, he amalgamated?
Accumulated?
Accumulated. Another one. Never mind. I'll do accumulated.
Amalgamated is definitely not, unless he was sort of combining it all into one super porn.
Anyway, over about, I think, 28 to 30 years, he amassed this collection of, like, cassettes, VHS, DVDs. Yeah, just porn stuff, toys.
I'm just trying to figure out what a porn of a cassette tape would be.
Magazines, I don't know, ASMR.
Just a loop
that was
of...
about that,
or phone sex.
Maybe, yeah, but yeah, this whole... Or probably on, like, how to.
Or are you talking like VHS videos?
VHS, yeah.
Okay, I think you meant like, tapes.
No, he had tapes as well, like
tapes.
Like
audio,
sexual, like how to do stuff like that.
Oh.
Like the whole had a whole vast collection, and he moved out, and he had divorced his wife, so he went back to live with his parents, and he'd had all the stuff in the basement, and they just got rid of it. And the dad's comment was, it's in here somewhere. I do not possess your pornography. It is gone. It has either been destroyed or disposed of. I may have missed a few items. Anything that you don't have is gone. And he took it to a court, and he was... Because some of the things you couldn't get anymore, because they were, it was VHS. You know what it's like. He got compensation for it. And they had to pay $17,000 to his lawyer.
I mean, I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
One, he does know you can just find porn on the internet these days, right?
I'd assume so, but this was stuff you can't find anymore.
Yeah, but unless it's something highly illegal, surely it doesn't matter that much.
So if I stole the Mona Lisa and burnt it...
You're comparing that to chucking out someone's porn, but this leads me to my second question.
Yeah?
Why leave it with your parents?
Because he moved out and didn't want to move. I don't know. I don't know. He's American.
Yeah, because firstly, your parents are not free storage for you.
No. Well...
You live there, that's different.
I pay rent.
You do pay rent. There we go. And secondly... Leaving porn with your mum and dad is a bit weird at the best of times.
Well, it's America, mate.
Hey, Mum, want to hold on to my copy of Girls Gone Wild? No! Wasn't in Alabama or something, was it? Oh, Michigan, you said.
Michigan, yeah.
I don't think they're particularly stereotyped for being weird.
That was that story. And I will just say the headline of another one I found.
Okay, I like a good headline.
Pig wanders into working men's club and is lured out by cheese and onion crisps.
Pig wanders... Oh, I like that story. And there's a picture of the pig as well. Oh, that's nice.
That's what I was quite funny.
I think that's adorable.
That was funny.
No, I'm very happy with that.
There wasn't much
pig wanders
to that
into
story.
a working men's club. Oh, they
Fidget.
do mean like the animal, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not slurring at the police, because
No,
I'm not okay with
But
that.
apparently they rang upstairs saying, you may need to come down, there's a pig in the bar. And the owner obviously thought it was some bloke they were describing as a pig. Anyway, so that's my stories.
I was going to say, do you know, I did once upon a time, back many, many moons ago, I actually dated an equine vet,
Oh, equine vet, that's horses.
Horse vet, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know why you're so excited by horses, but
They've
yeah.
got good bums.
Or horses.
Well, yeah, and the riders. And the riders.
She was a vet, mate.
Yeah. She must have rode horses. Why else would he be a horse vet?
Because it's a job and they're a vet.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that.
But they did farm animals in general.
Yeah.
And she got called once by the police
Oh.
to come out and help because someone's pig had escaped and was on one of the dual carriageways. So yeah, she got called out to rescue a pig from a dual carriageway by the police.
That's quite funny.
She then got told they tranquilised it and put it in the van, and she then got shouted at because they're not supposed to put live animals in that van.
Oh dear.
I think it all turned out okay, but yeah, it was the bit where she got called out by the police because there was a pig on the dual carriageway that particularly tickled me.
Pigs, mischievous buggers.
Pigs are mischievous. I like pigs. Pigs are smart.
I'm smart then.
Mm.
Hey.
So I have 2 news stories here for you today, Callum.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do one just as a headline because it's pretty much tells you the entire story, but it's just quite funny.
The best headlines often do.
Mm-hmm. And I've got another one where we're going to need to dig a little bit deeper.
Okay.
Which one would you like first?
I think if we do the headline one first,
Just the headline.
and then we'll get down and gory with a digging.
All right, Callum, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Finnish skier suffers frozen penis during cross-country event at Beijing Olympics.
The proof's in the title right there. You don't need any more info.
No, you don't need to go any further than that.
I am curious. Did he lose it or?
No, apparently not. But the pain when thawing it out again was unbearable.
Frozen penis.
And I'm keeping mine current, Mr. Callum, because that was on the 20th of February.
Oh, sorry.
That was
mate.
what, 2 days ago. It's Tuesday today.
Sorry, mate. My pig one was quite recent.
Your pig one is brilliant. But yeah, so there you go. We've got a Finnish skier with a frozen penis.
Hey, next we're saying we've got a Portuguese guy.
No, we had the Portuguese guy last week.
What, the Eastern European?
Yeah, no.
That was a joke, by the way. I've learnt my lesson.
He's learnt from that one now. So, here we go. And just to be clear, whilst the title is mad, it is also a bit grim. But I'm finding the funny side rather than the darker side. So are you ready, Mr. Callum?
Yes, hit me.
This is in America, because of course it is. School teacher fed students cupcakes laced with her husband's sperm.
That's hilarious.
It's.
I think the first question is, why?
I
For the students pissing her off?
I have no idea, but yeah, apparently her name is Cynthia Perkins. Apparently she used her husband's bodily fluid to season pastries. She gave it to her pupils, and she's now been jailed for over 40 years. Thank goodness.
Jesus, 40 years for serving some cum cupcakes. Cum cupcakes? Cum cupcakes?
I think they've been done for a lot of different things. It's
Yeah.
not just that,
Yeah.
but that is amongst other things. Obviously, firstly, these are kids.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of distributing harmful substances. It's probably going to be child abuse. It's probably
Yeah.
going to be like second degree.
Felonies, all right.
Well, yeah, but there's got to be some kind of sexual charge in there as
Yeah.
well, because you're
Yeah.
feeding spunk to
Yeah.
children. I mean, there's
I think the British call it a nonce.
yeah, I think the British would call that a nonce. Her husband, incidentally, is a former high-ranking SWAT officer. So
Did
That's-
he know that she was
well-
she was taking his cum and putting it in cupcakes?
well, she's had her sentence reduced by 30 years for testifying against him. So I'm going to say he's involved in something somewhere.
So you could say she was serving up hot SWAT cum cakes.
My favourite line from this, though, is charges involving a dog were also mentioned earlier in the case.
Any more on this? Or?
No, there is no more details on that.
Okay. Not that I want to hear about dog stuff.
But yeah, so it is unfortunately a little
interesting
bit.
story.
It is a little bit darker than the initial headline goes into. But I mean, if anything that we've come up to now makes me go, what is going on?
What the f***?
Yeah.
People aren't that stupid.
School teachers feeding school children cupcakes laced with their husband's cum. I think pretty much.
You can't not say that and laugh. I know it's bad, but it's like, maybe I'm just a human being.
No, I picked it because it's dark, it's awful, and it's also quite funny.
Obviously, we do not condone the use of using your significant others or enemies' cum in any food to serve to any children.
Well, to any person without their knowledge, let's be fair.
Some people aren't people, and they deserve it.
Don't jizz in food and give it to anyone who doesn't know it's in there.
I had a really funny comment and I lost it.
I think whatever it is...
I might start doing that to my food. I leave in the fridge so my brother gets surprised next time he steals my food.
That's not a bad shout, yeah. As long as you don't mind eating it.
No. What's that? You want some cauliflower cheese, mate? Well...
Jesus Christ.
Extra help with a secret sauce.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Chef's disgusting.
Yeah, we are.
Though on a different note, we do have one more mystery, Callum, that has been solved.
Is this the blue light saga?
It's the blue or red light on plants saga. I have an answer for you. As you'll know when you think about it, plants don't really absorb green light.
No.
That's why they look green, because they reflect it.
Yeah.
So they absorb other lights, so there's no point sticking green lights on them. So the answer is that blue lights on plants is directly related to chlorophyll production, which means they'll have strong, healthy stems and leaves. Red lights is responsible for making plants flower and produce fruit.
Okay.
And I'm assuming the purple one is going to be a combination of the two if you're just a bit umming and ahhing about what you want your plants to do.
We were a weed grower. No, they're orange, aren't they? My bad, orange red.
I don't know. I've never grown weed, but that would make
Nor have
sense.
I, but you know.
No, you'd want blue light surely because it makes them grow more. I know.
No.
Do they?
No, it's like
Do you
orange.
want the flowery things?
Yeah, it's orangey
Then
red.
you'd want orangey red, yeah.
Not that I know.
Disclaimer, we do not condone growing illegal substances in your property or anywhere else. If you get caught doing it, that's on you. Just don't. And as a final afterthought, just following on from that, Callum, and catching up on other things we haven't quite had the chance to cover yet.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you for podcasting, not for editing, but for podcasting,
Yeah.
you were dressed up as a Bowser.
I was, yes.
You killed and skinned many Bowsers for that outfit.
I did.
And you were off to a fancy dress party.
I was off to a fancy dress party, yes.
Like an out party, not an in party.
Yeah, an out party. So we had all planned to meet up at a certain place, you know, at the same time-ish, kind of.
X bar at X time.
Yep.
Yes.
And we were all meant to be dressed as Mario characters.
Yep.
Considering I know everyone had their costumes, I even bought one of the people's costumes. So
you
they
bought it for them?
Yeah, so they would go and they didn't have an excuse not to go.
Name and shame.
That was Louis from work.
Louis Duxbane, you are a disgrace.
Bought you a Luigi outfit and you didn't wear it. So I turn up dressed up in my Bowser costume and no one else is dressed up. So I'm talking to you, Will, on your 18th birthday. Didn't even dress up as Mario. Obviously, Louis, you're a and to Ellie also, who was meant to be Princess Peach. I thought, nah, I can't be asked. I said I'm going to do something, so I did.
You did it.
And that's not the worst part of the story.
Will went home early as well.
Will went home early on his birthday.
Yeah,
and
to
guess
watch the
where,
Super Bowl.
Yep, to watch the Super Bowl. And guess where everyone wanted to go?
Where did everyone want to go, Callum?
Sugar and Spice, a
Which
lap
for those-
dancing club.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, it's a lap dancing club in Norwich.
Now, I generally don't really go in there.
No, I
At all. Well, I don't, unless other people do, because they're open till like 3.
I'm not a big fan.
No, it's just a waste of money. Drinks are expensive. I mean, you're basically paying for not a happy ending and going to finish in the toilets.
I mean,
Putting it bluntly.
Firstly, I always feel slightly awkward about saying whether or not it's degrading to women, because the women who choose to do it, quite often like the job.
Yeah, but then some people do it.
Some people do,
it's-
some people don't. That's
Yeah.
a tricky one. But what I will say, taking the morality of it aside for the moment,
Yeah.
the people who spend a lot of time in strip clubs, let's face it, they don't tend to be the best of
No.
guys out there. So it doesn't say a lot for you if you attend them regularly anyway, if we're being completely honest.
No.
It also feels like kind of like taking the morality aside, it's like going to a restaurant where you're not allowed to eat the meal.
I can't be confident that. Yeah, pretty much.
So you ended up in a strip club
Dressed as Bowser.
on a Sunday night dressed as Bowser.
Yeah. Everyone was excited. One of the strippers wanted to wear my backpack. Like the blow-up shell.
Did you let her?
Yeah, I was like, here
Yeah.
you go. And then she was obviously dancing around the stage and one of
With
the...
your Bowser backpack
Yeah,
on.
and one of the girls there tipped her to take it off. That was quite funny.
That is quite funny. So you did make a couple of people's nights in the end.
Yeah, I did. I had a few. I don't know if it was just their job, but they were going, this was hilarious. And I did have 2 random girls walk up to me and ask me to do rah. And I did that. And I go, no, can you speak? I was like, what? She's like, I'm doing a video. I was like, oh. Just looked at her, I was like, rah. I had a long pause. She's like, do it louder. I was like, I'm not doing it now. I'm not drunk enough, sorry. I'm not a performing monkey, but yeah. No one else turned up in costume. I was the only true team player.
And you ended up in a strip club just as Bowser.
Yep, and now I'm salty as...
Well, I mean, I wasn't there. I was going to come, but then Jodie
busy
and I were going to
working,
York.
mate, Yeah. The next day.
And I needed to be up early for work anyway, because I had some
You didn't miss out too much.
I had some moderately heavy stuff I needed to get sorted out. But next time there's a fancy dress party, Callum, I will come, so you're not the only one who's dressed up.
Thank you. It was upsetting. 'Cause we planned it for like a month.
I know. I had Ellie.
Yeah.
Ellie going on, are you going to come? Are you going to come? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to come. Don't know if I'll make it. Don't know if I'll be able to.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you better buy an outfit anyway, just in case.
So I'm not buying one just in case, yeah.
I'm not buying an outfit just in case I might turn up. And thank Christ I didn't, because I didn't go anyway. And no one else bothered to dress up.
Well, I was here before I went, so...
I know you were. I laughed myself silly.
So yeah, you guys can all have a laugh at my expense, how I was dressed up like a twat.
I mean, you being dressed up like that has been our most reacted to thing we've posted on our Facebook group so far.
Is it?
Yes. I think we need to dress you in more ridiculous outfits. Can you come down as Lara Croft next time?
Yeah. Maybe buy an outfit. Maybe I'll work on the six-pack first, so actually it's something entertaining for the guests.
Yes. You're doing better at running now anyway, aren't you? You've improved on your running.
I have, yeah.
Yeah. Six-pack is not far away, and it's not one you have to drink.
Exactly.
Yes. And on that cheerful note, I think we'd better talk about how people can get into contact with us.
Yes, as always.
So, you can get through to us on our Facebook group, which is Espresso Babe. Please do join, please do throw in some comments. Please do react and share some things if you can, because the more people that get involved, the better it'll be for everyone. That is EXPRESSO.
You can also contact us via email, which is espresso.babe@yahoo.com.
.co.uk.
I mess up every time.
You do. I'm just waiting to use that, espressobabe@yahoo.it or something. Go Italian. We've also got a Twitter, which is @espresso_babe.
And we also have an Instagram, which is espresso_babe_.
We did have a tweet on Twitter as well, which is very exciting.
Thank you very much for your comment. It's nice to know that people are actually posting in. You're one of the very few people who does, but we appreciate it all the way.
What he means is that more people are starting to do it, and it's very exciting, and we're looking forward to more of you getting involved.
Please do get involved. I mean, you don't have to do much. Just comment here or like a picture there. Share our podcast.
Throw out some Tinder lines.
The more you get our podcast out there, the less you're going to hear about our spam.
So that does bring us, I think, to the end of the podcast.
Indeed it does. It's been a pleasure, as always, Lee.
Always a pleasure, never a chore. And thank you, Callum. And thank you to everyone who's listening. And doubly thank you to everyone who is sharing, telling your family. Keep doing it. Tell your friends.
Also tell your enemies.
We don't
care who watches it. As long as people are watching us, it makes it all worthwhile. I keep doing it every time.
No one's watching. It's not a video.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, if we get enough support and it becomes big enough, one day we might do a video one. But in the meantime, nah.
No, it's much easier because all we've got to do now is just think about talking.
Yes. So do listen, do share, do tell people, and do throw in some comments. Goodbye, Mr. Callum.
And goodbye, Lee. Thank you very much.
We'll see you all next week.
See you guys.